So today's video is somewhat different from what my conventional videos are about, since I wanted to aim this video to discussing 6 of the life lessons that I've learned that has allowed me to build as a person and to become a better person, to broaden my horizons from not just seeing things black and white, but for seeing them for what they are. And so the intention behind this video is so that you can learn something out of the lessons that I've learned, prevent you from making those same mistakes and falling into the same traps that I have. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Hetvi, and in this video I will be discussing 6 life lessons that I've learned over the years that can hopefully help you and that you can implement in your life as well. So without further ado guys, let's dive right into today's video. So I want to start off strong, that is to believe in yourself more than what others think of you. Because no one will know you better than yourself. And that is something that we've got to appreciate, is that not everyone will see us for who we are. Not everyone has seen the hard work that we've put in, the sleepless nights that we've spent in order to accomplish where we are today, and in order to get to where we are, the position that we are, how hard we've worked, how many sacrifices we've made. And so why is it that we often rely on those individuals' opinions that they formulate of us? So it's very important, irrespective of how close that individual is or for how many years they've known you, they will not know you as well as you know yourself and your own capabilities and your own restraints. So never let other people's opinions, other people's say of your own limits, your own capabilities be what limit you from doing what you want to do or what you're best at. Do not allow other people's say to formulate an opinion for your own self. Know yourself, know your own capabilities, and believe in yourself is the biggest thing that I'll say. And it's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, is that no one else is going to hold your hand but your own self, right? No one else is going to push you as much as you can push yourself, and no one else can hurt you as much as you hurt yourself. So by allowing other people's say to have an impact on you, you're essentially kind of implementing that what they're saying is correct. What they're stating to be your limits are what you are considering yourself to have those limits. So it's very important that you're not going into that mindset of believing what everyone tells you of who you are, but formulating your own opinion. If there are limitations that you have, if there are any flaws that you have, address them. Don't try and conceal them. Don't try and become the perfect person the other individual thinks you are. It's high time that we start becoming true to ourselves, of who we are, what our own beliefs are, what our own principles are. Own up to the mistakes, right? If that individual really appreciates you for who you are, they will still like you, they will still be as close to you with or without those mistakes or flaws that you have. So it's about time that we start to appreciate people for who they are and appreciate ourselves for who we are. We do not need to have this perfect persona presented at all times, right? We can make mistakes, we can have flaws, and it's time that we appreciate individuals for who they are, not for how perfect they may seem they are or how perfect they make you think they are. So that is the first life lesson that I learned. Number 2, and it's in somewhat correlation to the first point I made, is that listen to everyone, but don't believe in everything that they say. And there's a very good reason why I say this. It's very important to hear people out. Listen to their perspectives, take their perspectives into consideration, perhaps their experiences, because you can always gain something from other individuals' experiences, and that's probably the biggest way you can learn, right? If you are wanting to go into a particular career, there is a particular practice that you're wanting to kind of become more proficient in, learn from other people's experiences, because you can prevent yourself from making the mistakes they made. Perhaps, yes, you will make your own mistakes along the way, but at least you won't be making the same as they have. So there's an importance in learning and listening to other people's perspectives, but don't be foolish enough to believe everything that they're saying. Half the time, majority of the individuals aren't even honest to themselves. They don't own up to the mistakes that they made. They perhaps try and conceal them in order to kind of uphold that perfect image that people have of them. So when they're not being honest to themselves, how can you expect them to be honest to you and truthful to you about everything? There's always going to be things that people will not disclose to you in all honesty. So it's very important that whilst you're listening to what others are saying, you're not believing in everything that they're saying. If there's evidence, if there's facts, understand the story as a whole rather than just one individual's perspective or what one individual has to say. Because what you'll find is, when you're looking at different individuals, let's say for example you're wanting to go into a particular career, right? I would say rather than just following one individual, try and find several different individuals that have tried to go into that career. Why? Because they'll all be presented with a different circumstance or a different situation that they've had to tackle and overcome. So take them as your inspiration, as your guide, rather than just following the path that they paved for themselves. It's not necessary that everyone's experience is going to be the same. So it's very important that we can appreciate that and we do not just believe things blindly for what they are. Is what I'm trying to get to. So listen to others, but don't be foolish enough to blindly listen to everything and believe everything that they say. It's very important. Number 3, and this is very, very, very important. Failure is a big part of life, and it's often difficult to understand. Often enough, we consider failure to be kind of a major flaw that has to be concealed, and it kind of somewhat discloses an unwanted trait of our own. And that's not true, right? We all have our own setbacks. We all face failure at some point in our life. Right? It might be for different reasons, different circumstances, different situations, or different points in our life, but we all have moments in our life where we've faced failure. Because what failure can teach, success can never. If we're getting success throughout every single phase of our life, we soon start to stagnate in our own knowledge, our skills, and our own abilities because we don't try hard enough to improve. What's the point? I've already succeeded, I've already passed, I've already got into the industry I wanted to. What's the point of me trying to become better when what I'm doing now is good enough to allow me to, achieve everything that I wanted? And it's through those failures, it's through those setbacks, you really start to appreciate what it is that you then gain later on in life. How many times has it been that we've perhaps entered for a competition or that we've sat an exam, we haven't done really well, even if it's just like a mock exam that you've sat, but then in your real exam you do really well? Why? Because you've worked really hard. You've probably worked twice as hard or even 3 times as hard to do better than what that mock exam had shown your capability to have been. So don't think that setbacks are intended to show the flaws that you have or an undesirable characteristic of yourself, but they're really an opportunity for you to improve and become a better individual. It's up to you whether you take that opportunity and make those improvements, make those changes, and develop as a person, or you just are sad about them, you cry about it, and do really nothing about it. So on number 4 is, there's nothing in this world that is impossible. It is all within the restraints of our own mind. It's the limitations that we impose on ourselves. I can't do this, I can't achieve this, that's too difficult for me, that's way out of my league. It's the limitations that we build and we consistently think of in our mind that prevent us from achieving those goals. Number 5 is to learn that success isn't only gained through hard work, but it's by being dedicated and persistent with what it is that you believe in, what it is that you're wanting to achieve. Because there's a fine line between being ambitious and overly ambitious. And when that line starts to blur, that is where things start to go downhill for an individual. There's no comparison, there is nothing that can beat hard work. Hard work is key to anything that you do in life. But it's also important that you're appreciating and are accepting when you can no longer continue doing what it is that you're doing, because you're not achieving what it is that you're wanting to achieve. So when you're starting to see and find setbacks in your life, reflect on why that might be. An important one for students often tends to be that they're not burning themselves out before the exams. It's something that I am familiar of and that I have known individuals who have unfortunately burnt out before the exams and weren't able to achieve as good marks as they had thought they would. Because when you become overly ambitious or overly obsessed with something, it will start to have a negative influence on you, on your performance, and on your health. And on number 6 is to learn to draw away from individuals that are negative or toxic in your life. As difficult as this could be, especially if it's your close relatives, family members, best friends, it's very important that you're not letting them empower you. Have self-respect to move away from individuals that drain your energy, drain your emotions, that cannot be happy for when you've achieved something, for the opportunities that you gain, or in general just happy for you. That is not the crowd that you deserve or should be in. Rather, be with individuals that are real with you, right? If they're truly your friend, if they're truly your well-wisher, they will inform you of the mistakes that you're making. They won't just stand by and watch you make those mistakes, but navigate you onto how you could overcome that mistake or improve from the mistake that you've made. They'll be real with you, they'll be honest with you, and they will stand by you when times get difficult. And it's about cherishing those individuals that truly matter, that truly will have a positive impact on your life, rather than individuals that think less of you. So these would be my 6 humble lessons that I've learned, and are worth appreciating, and are worth considering. Because I'm sure we've all had some experiences of things that I've mentioned in this video. So take into consideration what I've said and reflect on your own life and see whether or not, these are true. And if you find any one of these to be true, then think of the changes that you can make. Now, some may agree, some may disagree. That's completely alright, because we've all had different experiences. But these are life lessons that I've learned that I really think should be more spoken of and should be something that we are made aware of. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you have, be sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that bell icon right next to it to make sure that I'm regularly updated, and I'll see you all in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye!